go?
We'll go, yeah. Right. What are we doing today, Andy?
We're going to dye your hair.
We are.
Oh, no, we're not going to dye your hair. We might dye your hair. We're actually going to bleach your hair.
That's right. Because why not? I don't have to be back at work for another...
3 weeks.
Yeah. Let's roll with that. Wait, what?
What?
Wait, now what?
Right, what have we got here? Colour after treatment.
Okay.
What's this? Blonde Booster Ultra Plus.
Okay, yeah, ooh.
That sounds
Ultra Plus.
necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It's powder.
Oh, powder, okay.
Just have to
Give it a good old shaky shake.
give it a quick wank.
Wait, what?
What's this? Contains ammonia. Ooh, 2%.
Okay.
Oh, less than 2%.
So don't drink it, I guess?
It says avoid contact with eyes.
Okay.
Rinse immediately if product comes into contact with them.
Okay.
Do not use to dye eyelashes or eyebrows. I mean, that seems rather fucking obvious to me.
Oh, drink.
Sammy, you don't play the drinking game, you moron.
Did we not? Oh. Okay.
I guess we can if you want.
Might as well.
It says, please read the instruction leaflet carefully. I was doing that. For goodness sake.
Ah.
You know that bit in IT Crowd where Moss has the fire extinguisher?
The Made in Britain one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like he's like squats down to read it and goes, stand upright. Well, now I can't read it. That's literally how I just felt.
Oh.
Hang on, I'm getting some scissors.
You're getting scissors?
Yes.
Okay.
To open the packet with.
Right.
I don't know where they are. Where are they?
Well, I didn't plan for it to go this way. But in this video, me and Andy are most probably going to talk about the first time we met as well, because that's a very interesting story.
I couldn't find.
Oh.
I couldn't find.
Oh.
Anyway, screw the applicator tip onto the applicator bottle to remove the plug by pushing it into the applicator bottle.
Okay.
Remove the applicator tip from the bottle. To open the sachet, cut along the dotted line. Pour the whole content of the Blonde Booster Ultra Plus Sachet 1 into the applicator bottle.
Okay.
The Blonde Booster Ultra Plus 1. Oh.
Oh. Looks like sherbet.
I have a feeling that this is the actual, dye.
Yeah.
Bleach.
Oh.
Oh! That's on your leg.
His hand on your fingers.
Do you know what came up on my Wish thing?
Your Wish thing?
Yeah, like Wish.
The like cheap version of Amazon. Isn't that it? Really?
Kind of, I guess.
Okay, go on.
Hold on to the bottle, mate.
Go on.
Like a snuff bottle.
A snuff bottle?
Apparently, I'm the sort of person that partakes in snuff, according to Wish.
What, as like
Chinese Amazon.
What, as in we talking like snuff box, as in like the stuff that people put up their nose?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you do like to rock the Victorian gentleman style.
Not that hard.
Yeah, but kind of like it does.
At the moment, I've been rocking, 90s drug dealer, who's also a 10-year-old child.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything, mate.
Shut up.
Yep.
Start mixing by rolling the bottle horizontally in your hands.
Okay, roll it. Right, you ready? You're getting way too much enjoyment out of that.
I mean, this weren't doing it for me. You were saying something to the camera when I walked in.
I was saying, like, obviously, like, we've got to make this video about something outside of dyeing my hair. So I thought, like, when you're dyeing my hair, we should mostly talk about like the first time we ever met, because it was one of those very weird weekends. Like, we won't say like the people's names who we were with, just out of like fairness to them. But the weekend, like, that was a weird one.
It was a weird weekend.
Right, so I guess the best... You've got 2. Oh, okay.
We'll save one for the black market.
Yeah, we'll save one. Right, so as far as I remember it, so I get invited down to a weekend of drinking and partying, and I was like, yeah, lads, and all that stuff. Gonna have a blinder of a time. Get on the train, like go down to, what was it, like Kent. And I get there, and it's Andy and like 3 other people.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to avoid saying names and stuff, so I was about to say names, but I was like,
there was our host.
There was our host.
There was our host's partner.
Yep.
There was my partner at the time.
Yep.
Me and you.
Yep. Lads. All the way. So I think it was... so I got down there. We said we were all going to like have a proper blasting weekend. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I've never met... I'd never met Andy before, and I'd met...
Well, you had, but...
I had, but we hadn't really ever spoken before.
You were a monster at the time.
I was head monster, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'd gone down there, like, thinking, oh, okay, I don't really know all of these people, but, you know, screw it anyway. It's going to be a good old time. Let's see what happens. And I remember getting there and saying hello to everyone and kind of getting on with it. And then we go to the Chinese, we get food, and I'm like, right, this is it. After the Chinese, there's a pub. We're going to go to the pub, yeah. All right, we're going to have a proper tearaway. And I think at the time, I think I had shortly broken up with a long-term partner of mine. So I was kind of like wanting to just, you know, boogie the night away.
What was quite funny was you were actually the 5th wheel.
I was the fifth wheel.
There was no 3rd wheeling.
No.
You went straight to 5th.
Yeah. I mean, it would be in years to come that I would be the 3rd wheel.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the time, no, I was relegated to 5th. And I ended up going to the host, going, oh, okay, so what's the plan? And I... oh, we're going to a quiz night. I'm like, oh, all right. That's in a pub. Yeah, this would be blinding.
Spoiler alert, it wasn't in a pub.
And then we all got together and we started walking down, and like we were getting further and further away from like 2 or 3 pubs. And I was like, all right, we're getting, well, where are we going now? Ended up walking up this really long driveway. And lo and behold, it was a massive church.
It was a massive church.
And we, like, no word of lie, we were the youngest people there.
Absolutely.
And
How old were we?
So I think it was, so I was 26 at the time, so it was about 4 years ago. About 4 or 5 years ago. So what would that make you at the time?
I don't know. I'm not very good at maths.
I think you would have been about 22, 23.
I think, no. How long ago was it?
About 4 or 5 years ago.
How old do you think I am?
I thought you were like 26. See, we don't know these things about each other. Age is merely a number. We don't talk about that.
So I would have been about 2021.
Oh. Oh. Okay. It was a very weird night then. So yeah, we were the youngest people there, and we ended up doing this quiz, and I'm just like, oh, well, this isn't the way I thought it was going to go. And we end up doing this quiz, and we just, like, halfway through, we just don't get any of the answers.
No, we didn't get any of the answers at all.
We got one.
We got one out of like a 6-round.
Yeah, but that was
quiz.
that one I remember. So they asked a question about like a 60s guitar only band, and the only reason I remember it is because it was like my granddad's favourite band, and I was just like, it's this one. I think it was The Shadows or something like that. I can't remember now. Oh, that's terrible. And I remember just getting to a point where all of us didn't know what the answer was, so we kept on saying everything was Belarus. Every single answer was Belarus this, Belarus that. Anyway, the night goes on, gets longer and longer and longer, and there is no alcohol in sight. So I'm getting, I'm just like, what's going on? I thought we were going to party it up a little bit. And he was like, oh yeah, when we get back, we'll have a few drinks and that. So I'm holding out. I'm just like, all right, it's good. It's a pretty bad evening. We can write it off, but when we get back, we'll have a proper laugh, and I can get to know these people and become friends with them. That's all right. Because I don't really think I knew your partner at the time either that well.
No.
So we end up going back, and out of nowhere, it was kind of like, let's watch all of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, are you serious, bruh?
Which, I mean, you seem to be the only person who didn't know that was coming.
I didn't.
It's quite funny. Like, the person in question had definitely sold that evening to us as a, let's do a Lord of the Rings marathon.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fact that you had no idea and thought that we were ladding it up.
I did think we were
was,
ladding it up.
Hilarious. Could you move your head over?
That way.
You dickhead.
Oh.
Like that.
Okay. Yeah, so we ended up watching like the first Lord of the Rings because we were supposed to be doing a marathon of all of them, and I think we got maybe not even halfway through like the first one before everyone was like, I'm gonna go to bed now, and I think there was me I think 5 or 6 tins in,
I mean,
and I was like, oh, but party.
Yeah, party didn't really happen.
No.
It was a bit lackluster, I won't lie. But it was the next bit was weirder. I mean, you didn't go into our astonishing prize.
Well, what was our astonishing prize then?
Didn't we win? We did actually win a bottle of Carver.
Did we?
Yeah, and our host, I believe, kept hold of that.
Oh, okay.
But did we win a spoon?
I think we won.
The most crap answers.
Yeah, well, we came last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the people in the church,
I don't think they liked us.
I've got nothing against people from church. They did not want us. I mean, we were twatting about quite a bit.
Yeah.
But they did not enjoy our company.
Nope.
At all. We were making them quite vexed, I think.
Was we vexing them?
We were definitely doing something to them.
It's one of those weird ones where everything felt very surreal because it was kind of I was expecting this crazy weekend of drinking and partying and things like that. And then, no, going to end up in a church answering a load of questions that only someone in their late 70s would actually know. No offence to the people of that church, you're very lovely people.
It was definitely an age demographic.
But for some people in their early to mid 20s, it was not their jam.
No, it was pretty funny though. We made the best of it, I feel.
We did.
So yeah, that happened.
Do you know what, I can't actually remember I remember all of us going to bed. Not like that.
Right, so no, it wasn't like that. But this was equally surreal.
Okay, do you want to tell this bit?
We all so we started, crapping out. Everyone was, we'd have a few drinks, and as many people know, all I really need to do is sniff a drink before
Before you're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we were all a bit tired. We got to the bit where Frodo and Sam leave the Shire.
That bit that's half an hour into the main one.
We basically we gave up with the evening. It was a write-off.
Yeah.
And we thought, right, well, let's go to bed then. We got upstairs, right? Kind of not really sure what to expect.
Yeah.
And our host had very generously laid out some sheepskin for us to sleep on the floor.
Yep.
And he got in bed with his partner.
Yep.
And then there was me, you, and
Your
my partner, and we just sort of awkwardly looked at each other and went,
"This is happening."
Okay. Now this space was scared. No, it wasn't even as big as this bathroom.
It wasn't.
It was probably about as big as our corridor.
Yeah. By the way, I don't even think Matt knows this part of the story.
No. So So we kind of like, we sort of looked at each other and we were like,
Oh, this is happening.
well, this isn't really something I intended on doing.
I remember all of us kind of like lying down, and I remember your partner being in the middle,
Yeah.
being massively paranoid, and I was sleeping next to a cupboard, so I attached myself so far to the cupboard. It was unreal, literally hugging like the side of this cabinet to try and stay away from these people that I had only really just met not a few hours ago.
Is this where I find out that you slept with Andy before I did?
I mean,
Yes.
we slept in the same bed.
A bed is a strong word.
You shared the same floorboards? What?
Yeah, pretty much.
We shared a sheepskin.
It's
And
true.
quite honestly, I've never been clean since.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember the morning after.
No. I think we all try
Like-
to fucking forget it,
Nope.
if I'm honest.
Keep swearing.
Well, someone's going to get drunk then, aren't they?
Well, I'm trying to go along with the people viewing this.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, good fucking luck.
Oh, for God's sake.
Lean your head forward a little bit, that thing that Matt told you not to do.
Okay. So here's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Tell me how you first met Matt.
Okay. Are you sure you want to know this? You've heard this story.
Yeah, but the people watching.
Do you think they want to know?
Yeah, let's hear about the first time you met Matt.
Okay, right. So the first time I met Matt, Matt doesn't remember. So it was at university
Yeah.
back when I was but a wee,
Ute.
yes, a youth.
A youth.
And it was kind of, when was it? I must have been first year. Yeah, no, I was first year because Matt was a second year.
Yeah.
And, oh, good God.
Good God.
And he was making something, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, oh. I'd seen, basically, they had these like little picture thingies of all the students
Yeah.
with their like name on them.
Yeah. Did
So
you see it and was like, ooh, who's that bit of hunky man bread?
Well, I didn't fucking say it like that, but effectively.
Okay, go on.
Right, so you know, it should be known. I quite enjoy gents with long hair, and I thought, bloody hell, that boy's got the biggest hair I've ever seen,
Yeah.
and I was rather taken by that. Not like in a creepy way, but
Well.
in like a, you know, that person's visually appealing. kind
Oh,
of
okay,
thing.
alright.
And I thought, oh, well, one day, you know, I'll find her. I was quite a nervous. I don't know what kind of happened to me when I went to university. Well, lots of things. None of them were really very good.
I found the pub.
No. Oh,
No?
Buddy, I knew what the pub was before this. Come on. I've got a reputation to uphold.
What, in Basildon?
No, in Southend.
Oh, okay.
Pub's Basildon. It's a solitary gay bar, and that's it.
There's one gay bar in Basildon.
And like the rest are like basically redneck pubs.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Did you use all of it up?
No, there's still loads in there.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
all distributed.
Okay, because I was going to say, you haven't actually fully done my hair yet.
Lol.
Lol.
Well, guess who's half blonde.
Go on, so,
So yeah. Anyway, I'd
It's-
seen this chap and I was like, oh, he's nice.
yeah,
I'll find an excuse to chat to him. It took me ages to do that.
yeah,
And eventually I was working in the workshop of our university. There was like this massive like workshop with all the machines and shit in it that the model making students just lived in,
yeah,
pretty much.
okay.
And you know, lo and behold, he's there.
Oh,
He's working away, beavering away.
yeah,
Looked a little bit distant.
yeah,
And I was like, well, you know, I could go and chat to him about this thing that he's making. And I sort of looked at it, and it's a car. And I was like, oh my god, I love cars. classic cars.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't actually know that until a couple of months ago. Like, we had known each other for years, and I didn't know that you were massively into classic cars.
The model of my Cadillac Sedan DeVille, aka my dream car, on my bedside table was never like a giveaway for that, I'm sure.
So if there's anyone watching that wants to get Andy, what was it?
Cadillac Sedan DeVille.
Yeah.
It's like the one with the big fins that was made in almost the 70s. It's
there you
very
go.
Fucking cool.
Hook Andy up.
The thing is, what's depressing is not only will I never be able to afford that car ever.
Yeah.
I also would never ever be able to afford to run it because it does about 3 miles to the gallon.
Oh, okay. And they didn't really make them economically friendly back in the day, did they?
No, I think the best thing I've got is possibly doing a kit car. Anyway, Matt's there making the bonnet of this car that he was making.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can talk to him about that.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I sort of wandered over and went, hey,
what a one.
cool. So
Yeah.
you like classic cars? I like classic cars. And he looked at me.
Yeah.
And he looked sort of through me.
Okay.
He was like, and I'm like, oh, this has gone badly wrong.
abort, run away.
This has gone really badly wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. My name's Andy. Well, I didn't say that because at the time I wasn't, but my name's Andrea. And he was like, cool. And I was just like,
Yes.
This is the part where you introduce yourself, and there was no introduction forthcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this back
and
when Matt was like
kind
a
of-
super quiet, nervous person?
I don't know. Not really.
Okay.
I know now the reason that this exchange happened.
Yeah.
As it did. Anyway, but that's not really important.
Yeah.
The fact is that it happened. It was it lasted all of 5 minutes. If that. 30 seconds, really. And
Good
and I
lad.
sort of I went off with my tail between my legs going,
Oh, what's gone wrong?
that was very poor. And yeah, then it wasn't until I then left university
Yeah.
and fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
With all I lost contact with everyone, and it wasn't until Tash basically turned around and reconnected with me.
Yeah.
And when if you don't come to this LARP, I'm going to disown you forever. And I was like, well, you kind of already have. Tash did not disown me. One of the few people that did. And I just kind of I went, okay. They didn't really wait for me to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Before introducing me to the groups on Facebook.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And I went, I kind of was very much out of my depth, and I went along. I then took my then partner.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. And lo and behold, who's there? But Matthew.
Young Matthew.
I can't remember if it was my first event or like my second or third event that I actually met Matt. But like he basically turned up at his first event and he was bimbling around.
Yeah.
Joined the same regiment that I was in at Green Cloaks. And he went, oh hey Andrea. And I just ignored him.
Well,
completely by accident.
well, you've got to get him back for all of those times.
But I didn't mean to. Like for context, he was painted green.
He was.
And I just didn't look at him. I didn't even see him.
You were just like, oh, what's going on there?
I didn't realise that it was Matt. I didn't realise it was even talking to me. And I ignored him brutally. And then, obviously I made friends with this chap called Matt L. And he made friends with Matt because they were both playing the same species and character. And then we kind of became friends through Matt L. And Yeah.
It's kind of all real history
And
there,
it
isn't
was
it?
Sort
Really?
of, yeah. After like we met at GC again,
Yeah.
and properly sort of started to become friends.
Yeah.
Although we hadn't really known each other that long by the time that this came up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how. I guess I must have mentioned it at the time, but I mentioned that I was working at Aztec, which was like in Teddington.
Teddington, yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, do you live in Shepperton?" He just sent me a message on Facebook. The first message
Yeah.
that we'd ever shared was basically him saying, "Do you live in Shepperton?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, no, I live in Essex."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I need a job."
I'm looking for work.
And I was like, "Oh, cool. Well, Aztec usually are hiring.
Yeah.
On the prowl for hiring." And yeah, then lo and behold, we wound up working in the same place. I put in a good word for Matt. He come and did a sort of very colloquial interview.
Yeah.
In a boiler suit.
And then you end up living with Matt shortly after that.
Yeah, well, you know, I was commuting from Essex to West London every day.
I don't know how you done it. Like that's got to be at least a 3-hour journey.
No, it was 2.
Is it 2?
2 hours.
Wow.
Almost exactly.
That's a long journey for anyone. I mean, I know I travel about an hour and a half for work, but still.
Is that now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
All right. So while this dries, we're not going to film, but we're most probably film the next bit when Andy scalds me with hot water and laughs at me maniacally. Anyway, we will see you in the next part of this video, I guess. Wow,
Yeah.
that is gingery.
I don't quite know how you're supposed to get that like platinum blonde kind of colour out of it, but sure.
Sure.
Because your hair wasn't really like that dark.
Whoa.
You look like you've gone Super Saiyan.
But I don't look like Ashbourne Crag anymore.
No. I mean,
Hello, I'm
I think
Ashbourne Crag.
That's a good thing. Is this yours?
Most probably.
I don't know how it got into our room.
Ah.
Oh, shut up.
Ah.
You tart. Now you look like Draco Malfoy, but like if Crab
Yep.
had a baby with Draco Malfoy.
Yeah, there we go. The chubby version, yeah? Okay.
I mean, you know.
Cool.
So look.
I've never known you to be blue.
It doesn't really stay. Like, I have quite a lot of trouble getting colour dyes to stay in my hair.
Okay.
They just don't really like it. Even when I like bleach my hair, they just don't. One of the first colours that I wanted to do was green.
Really?
Yeah, and I got myself some Manic Panic.
Yeah.
From Camden Marquette.
The old Camden.
The old Camden.
Yeah.
And yeah, bleach my hair, washed it all out. You have definitely washed it all out, haven't you? And yeah, it just didn't take at all. And I was so excited. I remember I was really, really excited. My mum did it all, and it was great. And yeah, it just didn't take at all.
Oh shit. Okay.
It just all washed straight back out again.
I haven't got my drink. I can't drink it.
Yeah, I've drunk all of mine.
Have you? Yeah. Okay.
It was very nice though. Thank you, Taylor. I had the raspberry gin.
The raspberry gin.
With an elderflower tonic.
Ah.
Very nice, very nice.
I'm gonna have bets on that this goes green. Like the fact that we now have 400 people subscribed to us.
Oh yeah, we do.
How weird is that?
That's pretty cool. I think that's good. You know.
Oh yeah, like don't get me wrong. I never thought we would ever get 400.
But you, me, and Matt are touching the hearts of 500,000 people nearly.
I know. God, can you imagine if we actually ever get to 1,000?
Who knows? It might happen.
That's gonna be some weird turns, bro. I think we're very, very blessed to have the following that we do.
We are, I guess, yeah. Wow, sorry, that sounded awful. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I guess our following is like it is our friends and our family and everyone like that. Like,
I mean, speak for yourself, right? My parents are not interested in this whatsoever.
yeah.
They just do not give a shit. Which, you know, it hurts.
Yeah. But then you've got my old man that's very much just like every time I go back to the house, he asks me like 110 questions about everything.
Which is great.
Yeah,
Don't you think, like, Matt's mum also, you know, basically, you know, Matt's mum and Lou keep our channel alive.
I think it's Matt's mum, my dad, and Lou that are like our strongest viewers.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and it's just it's awesome. Like,
of course, there's the Axeworthy Luke also.
Axeworthy Luke, yeah.
He come to actually see us, and his son gave me a little bracelet that he'd made, and it was the cutest thing. I've still got it.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, not that I can't get rid of anything.
No, you do like to keep stuff.
But, you know, especially things like that, like, I just can't get rid of them, and like I wear it as well.
No, but I think it's that, you know, that kind of aspect that we do put a lot of time into our videos, and we do try and, you know, we are very, you know, I've always said our channel is cookie cutter at best, and that's our that's our charm. We don't have like super duper editing suites. We don't have this on ever. But what we do have is we do have a load of people that believe in us and have our backs.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah. Big shout out to the Chloe Meister.
The Chloe Master.
The K-hole.
The K-hole. You know, I think we're very lucky to have the people supporting us that we do.
Yeah.
And it will only get bigger. We're only getting more people. We're getting love from everyone, so... Oh, I'm going a bit aqua-y, aren't I?
Yeah. It's, well, this dye is called Washed Up Mermaid.
Oh.
So, yes, it's blue, but I think it will come out a bit aqua.
I think it's going to go like a weird tang of blue.
I don't think it's going to be super strong.
Yeah.
I think it might be a bit green.
Yeah.
But, like, not in a bad way. Like, it's looking like quite a cool...
Is it looking cool?
Oh, well,
I'm sure I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to get insulted somehow.
Yeah, oh, you will. But that's what happens every time. It's not really...
It's a living
anything
nightmare.
New. Is there anything else that we can talk about? Like, your first ever LARP event? Oh, God, your hair is stuck to me. I don't like it.
Just dirty hair. My first ever LARP event.
Yeah, not your first Empire event. Your first ever LARP event.
So my first ever LARP event, like, I didn't do it because they were, you know, the person who invited me was just like, hey, come try LARPing. Because originally, they turned around and told me about like a character sheet and this, that, and the other, and I was like, oh, that sounds so long. I didn't really want to do it. And then the guy was just like, oh, it'd be my birthday present. So I was like, okay, fair enough. If it means I don't have to buy you a birthday present, then I'll do it. I know.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Good friend I am.
Little cretin.
And ended up going to the event and falling in love with it.
So yeah, anything
Yeah.
else you wanted to add?
So I think like my first ever event, like I went into LARP thinking that I was going to hate it and it would be a once off. And here I am like 8 years later. Like, like it is... I mean, I know when, you know, I've had issues in before where people are just like, oh, it controls your life and things like that. But it's such a big part of everyone's life who's in the community. Because it is a community.
It is. It's not going to be super even. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
I'm not going to pretend to you like it's going to be fine.
Okay.
Because
Should we have just stuck with blonde? Did you just pull out a chunk of my hair?
No.
Andy!
You'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything to add. I remember having this very like severe moment of clarity in my first event.
Yeah.
It was just, what the fuck am I doing? Is this weird?
Oh yeah.
And then like I kind of sort of thought about it for about 2 seconds. I shot someone in the eye by accident. And
Nerf guns, guys.
yeah, and then I sort of like, oh fuck, I'll go down.
Yeah.
And then I kind of had this moment. I was just like, this is
a bit weird. Laughing
then-
is weird.
and then I sort of thought about it, and I didn't care.
Yeah.
And I realised I was actually having a really good time shooting people in the eyes.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah.
Blue. Right, we need to wash this out, don't we?
Yes.
Let's do it. Are we ready to see what this looks like?
Give it a good old scrub it out.
Alright, are we ready?
I suppose.
Alright.
That's quite green.
That's quite green. What did I say?
You were right, Sammy.
I was.
You win a prize.
I win a prize.
It's green hair.
It's green. Oh my god.
Oh, it looks good though.
Right.
Kind of.
Well, that's
It's a look.
it is a look.
It's a strong look.
No. Thank you very much.
I've successfully ruined Sammy's life, and good luck to the rest of you.
Peace out, A-Town down.
What does that mean?
See you in the next one. Bye.